Right. The Blue Boar. T-O-N-I. What? T-O-N-I. Tonight, 9 till 12. In H-E-R-S. What? H-E-R-S. That's not hit. Oh, in person. The avatars. There we be. Your old friend Shamino stands before you, and you marvel that he's finally progressed into what some might call middle age. Your friend looks at you like you've lost your head. 'Tis Shamino. Sha-mi-no. I should hope to be adventuring with thee. I'm weary of lying about Britain. There's so much we could be accomplishing. Where have you been, anyway? Please tell me what brings you here. Mother. Shamino listens to you telling the story. Be honoured to join and help thee in investigating this matter. Yes, I've been in Britain as of late, attempting to find work. You know that adventuring comes around too infrequently. One must find other diversions, which reminds me, I have thy pocket watch. It's now this lady when left it. When Maldi's last visit Britannia. Here it is. Shamino hands you the pocket watch. Well, I don't know if thou are aware, but we're having many problems with magic in general and with the moon gates. Magic all of Britannia seems to be disturbed. Say, dost thou remember Nicodemus in the Great Forest? He's gone mad, and he's terribly silly. Perhaps we should visit him. We didn't actually go see Nicodemus in the end, because he was a pain in the ass to get to in Ultima VI. Usual, I do not see our old friends often, and the Lord British rarely finds work for me. I certainly have no time for winching or drinking. I've grown up a bit. I've heard something about an actress. No? What dost thou know of it? Slegnor, ask him about Amber. Thou art a swine, YOLO. Amber. You see a light shine in Shamino's eyes as you mention her name. He's obviously smitten. She's an actress, I know. Can't find about their inability to function properly. That's mean YOLO and Dupre, I presume. I'm glad I do not look as aged as he does. Does that mean that miserable excuse for an archer? What's this say? Watch what thou dost say, scoundrel. Yes, that's yellow. Dupre, I believe, is in yellow. Join. Shamino looks relieved. I'm so glad that asked me that. Gathers his gear and prepares to follow you. Bye. So, we now have Shamino, who is carrying absolutely nothing. Get kitted up, mate. boots. Carry the bedroll as well, actually. The old relics are here. Dope. Is there a shortcut key for the spellbook? I can't remember. No, which was a bit strange. Was the one in Serpent Isle? Yeah, they added it in Serpent Isle. I knew there was a button that you could press. Let's actually cast light. The runes of the virtues. Yeah, I went through a lot of trouble getting them. Britannian lens. I got a lens. Lord British. He's my old relic, is he? Ooh, listen. It's the vortex cube. Silver horn once used by the gargoyles to summon the silver snakes. The avatar. I look very naked. Looks nothing like me. The Ankh, symbol of the virtues. The bones of Zog, earliest Britannian fossil. So Zog allegedly cast the Armageddon spell, wiping out all life except himself, and then died because there was nothing to eat. Swamp boots once worn by the Avatar. Mantises harpsichord, used whilst composing. Ania of Spring. Lord British's musket. Fucking hell, light spells in this one. The Stones of Virtue, which haven't been seen since Ultima VII. Oh god, it's off again. Good, everybody's gone. So, I had to reload my save. For some reason, all the people from the fellowship meeting are still here. You see a rotund old gentleman who is at once humble yet dignified. His gentle eyes exude caring for his fellow person. My name, good friend, is Batlin, and indeed it is truly a privilege to meet the Avatar in the flesh. I was once a druid, now I'm the leader and the originator of the fellowship. It's rapidly growing throughout Britannia and keeps me very busy, as I can well imagine. Ha ha ha. Ah, my good colleagues Elizabeth and Abraham were just here. They left this morning for Minok on fellowship business. They deal with the distribution and collection of funds. While they're out here, please feel to enjoy an apple, the finest in all Britannia I'm certain I will find. They're provided to the fellowship by the Royal Orchards. Fellowship was formed 20 years ago with the full approval and support of Lord British. A society of spiritual seekers who strive to reach the highest levels of human potential and to share this knowledge freely with all people. The fellowship advocates the philosophy of sanguine cognition, a way to apply a positive order of thought to one's life through what is called the triad of inner strength. Strive to avoid the mistakes made by mystics and sages since the dawn of time. They apply standards of past, such as the virtues, for example, to qualify the present, and thus they do not perceive it correctly. We seek to examine our present lives, each on our own terms, and see the world the way it is. The triad of inner strength is simply three basic values that, when applied in unison, enable one to be more creative, satisfied, and successful in life. They're perfectly adequate for those who feel that they still need them for whatever reason, but no one, even thyself, I must admit, Avatar, can fulfill them perfectly. Therefore, they are a philosophy that is ultimately based upon failure. We have never claimed that our teachings are a substitute for the virtues. However, ours is a belief that is based upon success, not failure. However, the three values of the triad of inner strength are strive for unity, trust thy brother, and worthiness precedes reward. When we say strive for unity, it's simply our way of expressing how the people of Britannia should cooperate and work together. A worthwhile sentiment, I'm certain ours concur. What the fellowship means by this is that people are all the same, and the world is, generally speaking, a supportive, nurturing place. The trust we place in each other is like the pinions that hold our society together. Quite true, is that not so? Allow me to explain the meaning of worthiness precedes reward. Each one of us seeks something which we desire from life, and that we strive to be worthy of that which we seek. It will be difficult for thee to disagree, I am quite sure. Join! But first things first, I recommend that us take our examination to determine if thou are truly in need of the fellowship's teachings. Dost thou want to take the test? Use. These questions are hypothetical. Do not let them confuse or upset thee. Question 1. Thou art feeling depressed right now. Is it more likely because thou hast disappointed a friend, or a friend has disappointed thee? Disappointed friend. I can tell from thine answer that thou art a person who takes their responsibilities to others very seriously, perhaps tends to put too much pressure on oneself to please others. Question 2. Thou art a feast hosted by a very high-ranking local official. Thou hast believed the food he has ordered to be served is little more than swill. Thou hast noticed that other guests certainly think so. When thine host asketh us like the food, dost thou tell the truth or lie to him? It's when he starts contradicting whatever you say, so tell the truth. Their response shows that a bluntly honest person who may occasionally say things that people may not like hearing, but thine intentions are noble. Question 3. Thou hast taken the last room available at an inn. Upon entering, thou dost find it is filthy. It's the middle of the night, there is no one to clean it, and therefore no one else to stay. Dost thou clean up the room thyself, at least somewhat, before reposing in it, or dost thou just go to sleep, letting the room remain as thou found it? Clean it, whatever. Thus revealed that thou art a person who instinctively believes they are responsible for everything that goes wrong and that fails to thee to put the whole world to right. Question 4. At a festive gathering, thou dost tell a humorous anecdote, and thou dost tell it very well, create much amusement. Didst thou tell the comedic story because thou didst enjoy the response thou didst receive from the audience, or because thou didst want to please thy friends? Well, both of these are going to come back as negative, aren't they? I want to please friends. Then answer shows that a person who instinctively feels unworthy of having friends. They must continuously buy their attentions by amusing them. Question 5. If that were to become a person of leisure, one who had amassed a fantastic fortune and wealth, would that most likely because A. That was discovered an infallible method of stealing the money of others, or that was discovered an infallible method of illicitly duplicating the coin of the realm? I stole it. From question 5, we learn that a person who instinctively believes that they are incapable of achieving success, someone who feels that they can only profit through exploitation of others. Question 6. While travelling, thou hast found a man in terrible pain. His arm has been grievously injured. The healer tending to him tells thee that the man's arm will have to be removed and he will require thine assistance to do it. The man says he will recover from the injury and asks thee not to let the healer amputate his arm. Dost thou heed the words of the healer or respect the wishes of the injured man? We shall in fact just randomly minimise the game. Respect his wishes. I then answer that a person who deeply believes in the value of human life, who has a strong sense of faith in the possibilities that life continuously gives us. Question 7. Let's just kill the small dog by throwing a rock at it. Is it more likely that it's done this because the dog was going to attack you, or the dog was going to attack someone else? Someone else. Question tells us they're an overly aggressive person. Thus need to stop trying to solve all their problems through violence. Question 8. They're in a boat with thy betrothed and thy mother. The boat capsizes. In the choppy waters thou can only save thyself and one other. Who do you save? Betrothed or mother? Well, this is going to be like Freud, this, isn't it? Yeah, betrothed. While risking thy life to save the life of thy betrothed is admirable, cannot help wonder what suppressed hostility thou dost have towards thy mother. Simply let her drown. Thou a person of strong character, Avatar, but one who is troubled by deep personal problems that prevent thee from achieving thy true potential for greatness. In short, thou art precisely the type of person for which this fellowship was created. Welcome thee to our fold. Know that the path of tried is not an easy one, but the rewards are bountiful. I will, of course, waive the usual sabbatical of study that is required before one achieves mentorship. Thou art, after all, the Avatar. However, as one of our tenets prescribes worthiness precedes award, thou must embark on a task or two for the fellowship before thou art properly inducted and receive thy medallion. Needest to deliver this seal package unopened to Eleanor, leader of our fellowship branch in Minok. Eleanor will reward thee upon receiving it. Thou have my word. May I trust thee to do it? Yes. Here it is. No, it must be on the way. Right. Is that pass? Yes. I need to ask you about body. You relate what Lord British said about the murder in Britain a few years ago. That's a nonce. I remember it well. Quite gruesome it was. There was a man named Finster who was running for public office. Quite outspoken in his opinions. I suppose this got him into trouble. He was trying to make many social changes. He wanted more power for the Great Council and the Britannian Tax Council. He wanted to disband the Fellowship. Finster was a nobleman with too much ambition. Anyway, his police must have provided him with a few enemies. How would I know? Anyway, his body was found in an abandoned building which is no longer standing. It used to be a storehouse of some kind up near the castle. It was torn down a couple of years ago. The body was mutilated beyond belief, as if someone tied the poor man down with stakes and cut off all his limbs. Finster was then beheaded. It was almost, what was the word? Ritualistic. That's what I remember. No one was ever arrested for the crime. Anybody else going to be in battle in the bedroom? So have I got this box now? Yep. What building's this? Oh, it's the theatre, isn't it? So why would it be so specific to say it's a building up near the castle that's now not standing? The remains of the building somewhere. What's this? Well, the reputation precedes the Avatar in person. Word has spread about it in Britain. My name is Candice, she says. I must admit I'm honoured to meet the Avatar. Ah, yes, you were at the meeting. Curator of the Royal Museum. I don't see you there when the museum is open. I spend the rest of my time working with the Fellowship. The museum when it's open. It's been in Britain for many, many years. It contains historical artifacts as well as works of art. Britannia is proud of the artists who've done it. Their works for the museum. See pieces all over the country by Britannian artists Watson, Richard Fox, Randy Frank, Glenn Johnson, and Dennis Lubet. Meet every evening at the hall. You must come and visit. Fellowship has given me a great purpose in life. I've even made friends and I've found love. Oops. I gave away my secret. Must not speak of it. Do forget I said that, please. What secret? I do not have a secret. It's a slip of the tongue. I cannot really speak to anyone about it. I mean, if word got out that the mayor and I said, forget anything that I said anything. You. Well, the fact that he stood around the sodding corner would kind of give it away. Haha. Avatar, how are you? You know Candice, the curator of the Royal Museum. She is a brother at the Fellowship. I was just seeing her room. Does thy wife know that seeing Candace home? Why, she does not need to know. It does not matter. It is nothing. May is sweating profusely. He looks at you with beady eyes. He knows he's being found out. His body slumps. He is mortified and ashamed. Thou hast discovered our secret. Please do not tell Judith. I will end this, I swear. Candace must stop meeting. I'm sorry. Sad to leave Patsy and Candace to work out what happened. And you hope that the mayor has learned something about honesty. Yes, but you didn't ask me to agree that I wouldn't tell your wife. You just asked me not to. Going for a bit of the old dual wield. Nice. Ooh, I'm just robbing the joint. This is a lovely earthy woman with a warm smile. Word spread quickly of thine arrival. Avatar, welcome. I'm Miranda. I serve the Great Council. Today we're working on a Bill of Law. When I'm not here in the castle, I'm kept busy with a young child. Great Council sports legislation. Women's duties and privileges. History has been kind to women in general, but there's still room for improvement. More women could hold public office, for one thing, and I'd personally like to be rid of those scantily clad women in historic fantasy paintings. I'd like to speak with you about the new bill we're drafting. Please come to the council chamber during normal work hours. My son's name is Max. I wonder where he could be. Perhaps Raimundo, his dad. I believe Max will go out for him when he's older. I'm hoping Max is in bed. No. Max, quite character, takes off his old man. Miranda. Yes, I've definitely heard of you. Director of the Royal Theatre, playwright, compose a tune, sometimes act. The play, a little something I wrote entitled The Trials of the Avatar. It's about a legendary figure in Britannia history. You have a certain quality. Have you ever acted on stage? No. Well, it doesn't matter, I'm sure that's quickly adapted. Officially, auditions of closed and plays are already cast over and need someone to understand the role of the Avatar. Would you like to audition? Yeah. Visit Gay's clothier shop to purchase an Avatar costume. I can audition the ones to see the improper attire. Oh, yeah. Wake up. Oh, got an awaken spell, haven't I? Who are you? Very clean looking portly young man who waves at you frantically. My given name is Wilhelm, and no one calls me that. I prefer to be dressed as Willie. Thank you very much. The baker, sweet bread, please come to the bakery. All these people that want time off from their jobs. Cynthia, oh yeah. Jews. Proprietor of the inn. Place called Wayfarer's Inn. Substantial history. The way of saying that I'm the man who's the desk clerk. Easy job. Not easy. No one is an innkeeper, one must run around all day. If anyone wants anything, the other one must take care of it. I've gotten a bad foot from running